Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the drill. Welcome to the Balking Dad, guys. I'm your host, Sharpie's Bets, and this show is still sponsored by Prize Picks. So if you haven't already, go on over to Prize Picks, use promo code PUBSports, and do us a favor, do you a favor, and your first match deposit up to $100. They got you. So, yeah, let's get to it, guys. Let's get to it. Quick little recap. I once again sucked dick on Prize Picks. Not been good on Prize Picks the last few days, and I never fucking put my props that I bet on my Prize Picks because I hate to lose twice in one day. But we're gonna have to change that shit up because the props I've been betting personally been winning, but the Prize Picks fucking part. So let's get to it. Yesterday we talked about Jordan Alvarez, guys. That was the one prop I did bet. It was a super shitty card, guys. We were not pumped with it, but what we do, we walked in and out and we got fucking paid, and that's the fucking point. Right before the game, dude, shout out to my fucking kid because my kid's a fucking Yankee fan. He goes, hey, Dad. I'm like, what's up, bro? He goes, I wish we weren't fucking playing in New York, man. These Astros are so good when you boo them. I was like, you're right. Bregman is really good when you boo him. So we made a quick little parlay. Bregman home run tied to Altuve 2+ hits, runs, RBI, and my kid turned a little $6 into like 48. So yeah, he bought us dinner last night off of that shit, so that shit was awesome. Shout out to the chat, guys. You guys rock. Already more likes than people in here. Hit the share, hit the retweet, and if you're in Twitter world, come on over. Video will be ending shortly, so come join the chat, and let's get paid. We got one dirty K today, one that I've bet already. And to be real with you guys, I ain't even looked at the other games, so I was going to do the other games after this because it takes me a long time to get through just this. And I knew last night which game I wanted to attack. So we will get through it. We got 4 games to talk about because on this show we only talk about 4 because we just need to get in and get out. So let's get to it. First game on the board, Astros at Yankees. Damn, what a game last night. Shout out to my boy Noli. Gave me the under 13.5 live. And we got there by this fucking hair on my chinny chin. And I shaved, guys. So there ain't none there, bro. It barely got there. We got fucking a little lucky, but I'll take it. So we got Verlander and Severino tonight. Fucking A, man. This just gets better and better. Primetime TV. We got Verlander's 8-3 with a 2.3 RA in 13 games. 82 innings and 81 strikeouts. Weird, right? That's not what you would expect from Verlander. Personally, that's not what I expected. Looking at his home road splits, it is so close. ERAs and strikeouts, he's the same guy, period, guys. He averages a strikeout per inning, and his ERA is the same home road. So the guy's been elite pretty much all year. He is coming off of his worst start of the year versus a hot-ass White Sox team that I was one of those guys who ran their fucking head into that wall, and he went up against Cueto that night, and old fucking Cueto Verlandy. So definitely a weird one. And yeah, can't let that get into my head. He's only given up 4 earned runs one other time this year other than last week. The very next week, he went 7 innings, 2 hits, and gave up 3 earned runs. He did give up a home run. Yes, it was to Oakland, and I get it. This is not Oakland. So, going through his game log, he's had some trouble versus top 10 hitting teams. And it seems to be bugged by the home run versus those games. And trouble I'm saying is he gives up 2-3 runs. That's still a fucking good game to most. But to Verlander, he's fucking pissed, guys, because up until that 2-3 runs, look at this game. As I was just talking about, the Oakland. He gave up 4 runs, went and played Oakland. He went 7 innings. He gave up 2 fucking hits and 3 runs? Come on, man. You think that fool's happy with that performance? No, he was not, guys. But the fact is he has been prone to the home run ball today. And if you're looking at people today, in this small-ass ballpark, I'm not going to hate anybody looking at either which side of these bats. Now, can these guys both go out there and deal today? Yes, they're aces, but I got to expect these bats are going to stay hot on both sides. So, are they going to get 3 3-run home runs again? Fuck no, they're not, guys. But do I still expect some home runs to be there today? Yes, but probably more solo shots than there are 3-run shots. That was just some crazy-ass shit, dude. 3 3-run home runs. I think there was a 4th later on, dude. That shit was absurd, bro. Like, whoa. But yeah, let's get into how they're hitting. These Death Star of a lineup is fucking walking 4th in the league at damn near 10%. They're not striking out 18% of the time, and they're 13th average with an 8 OPS, 249 average, and an 820 OPS, and an absurd isolated power of 241. God damn, they're not just hitting for power, they're scoring fucking runs too, guys. They've been legit, and we got a nice little scene last night. Even though that was versus a lefty, now we get a righty. So, what are we gonna see? K-Prop, 7 plus, minus 102. And on prize picks, they're giving you a straight 6 at minus 152. And his fantasy scores at 33.5. Now, could Verlander go out and shove today? Sure the fuck he can. Am I going to bet him to? No the fuck I'm not. My hitting prop in this game, we'll talk about at the end, will be going up against the other pitcher in this game. I personally think both these pitchers get hit today. And then it goes to these two awesome-ass bullpens where, bullpen-wise, they're both top 5. Astros 4th over the last 30 days with a 2.7, and the Yankees are 3rd with a 2.59. So we seen yesterday once it got to those bullpens, it got locked down. Okay, Presley gave up the fucking game. And I was sitting there watching it, and I almost bet it because it went to commercial, and they brought up the 3 guys that were about to see the Houston closer. And those guys in 8 at bats or more were all hitting like 400 or 500 with some. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna fucking crush this guy. But I already had the under 13.5, and I thought I had plenty of room. Fuck me running. I should have just grabbed the over half run for the Yankees at like plus 280 and cashed both ways. But no, yeah, so we'll get into that later on, how I Polish middled myself on that stupid Padre game when you end up losing both fucking ways. Thanks, bro. But, yeah, we'll talk about that one later. Shout out to my guy, Tone, though. I see you. He cashed up on that. We were talking about the Padre game. And, yeah, I gave out some home run thing that blew up on prize picks. But he's like, Sharpie, who's going to get a hit tonight? And I was like, bro, Schwarber. That's the one I'm worried about today, guys. I says, that's the only one I'm really worried about. And my guy cast a plus 410 fucking home run, where my dumbass took him 2 plus hits, 6 bases, and at plus 1400, mind you, I was going for the Dookie Dave score right there, boy. I was going to shit on them bitches. And I came up a half base short. Life's a bitch, then you marry one. And, yeah, we get into the other side of this pitching game. Luis Severino, 4-1 with a 3.27 ERA, 80 strikeouts in 66 innings. Good God almighty. He has a home ERA of 2.3 and a road of 4.6. He also has a day ERA of 4.78 and a night of 2.47. We get him at home. We get him at night. He is got a sub-3 ERA, dude, all in the 2s. Actually, it's sub-250 ERA home and night. So this guy loves himself some New York Stadium, and he loves him some night baseball. So Severino is in a spot where he's now running up versus a crazy-ass Astros team, and he's also coming off of his worst start of the year. 5 innings, 3 hits, and 5 earned runs. 2 of those were home runs, guys. So let me tell you something about this guy. Yes, if you look through his box scores, he's had a lot of good games. But if you look at some other things in his box scores, he's given up a home run in 8 of 12 games, and one of those games he's given up 2 home runs. So 9 home runs on the year. Oh, I think our boy Yordong might go back-to-back days, guys. So we'll talk about Yordong in a minute. But so that's my issue with him. Do I expect him to go out and deal today? Yes. Are there a couple Astros on this team that have good numbers off of him? Yes. Altuve in 12 at bats is hitting 333. Gurriel's hitting 400. But they ain't seen Severino since the surgery. But they do understand what he throws. Now, is this team susceptible to a slider? At times, yes. If Severino can start this pitch in the zone and run it out, he will have a great day. If he throws uncompetitive pitches with his slider, that's where there's going to be a problem. You've got to start the pitch as a strike versus this team, or else they will spit on it. So take that in the mind, betting K-props. I'm not going to be on Severino myself. They have him at 7 plus at minus 102, and on prize picks they have him at 6 at a minus 137, and his fantasy score is at a 33.5. Severino's going up against some stud-ass numbers, guys. These Astros are 4th in the league in walking at 10% in the last 15 days, 18% not in striking out, 29th in the league. They don't strike out, but versus righties is they are susceptible at times. Then we're going to get into average. They're 8th in the league average, 259, and 4th in the league OPS with 833 and a whopping ass ISO of 230, guys. They're fucking crushing the ball. So if Severino leaves something out, he could be great all game. There's going to be someone who pops him. So if you like an Astros player today and you're playing the 1.5, sprinkle the home run a little bit, guys. I'm telling you. And to be real with you, Bregman is the guy that loves to be booed. And my son brought it up yesterday, and I told you earlier, and we hit it yesterday. And that's a guy, if he gets going, guys, he's gonna be good to go. So he loves to be booed. I'd look at a couple of these guys today, guys, because he is going to give up one home run today, Severino. So we'll get into who I want him to give it up to. No run first inning is at a minus 125, and then we're going to talk about our guy, Yordan. Yordan Alvarez, 2+ bases, is at minus 103. I'm on him. Yesterday, I read you off a bunch of absurd stats Jordan had, and while watching the game, I learned some more absurd stats off of him and wrote them motherfuckers down. So let's get to it. Already, versus righties, he's batting 100 better, guys, 100 points better. From 250 to a 350. His slugging jumps up 400 from a 1220 to a whopping 784. And then his OPS goes from a 790 to a 1210. The guy loves himself some right-handed pitching. I already knew that going into yesterday. We got on that, and we knew with this short porch and Jordan's man strength that this was going to be a nice spot for him. Then what do we get into? His home-away splits. So he's a monster versus righties, and he's a monster on the road, and we get him in a child's ballpark. At home, he's batting 280 compared to a 347 on the road. His OPS jumps from a 990 to a 1150, and his slugging goes from a 600 at home to a 720. This guy fucking goes through the roof versus righties, and his numbers go through the fucking roof on the road. I'm on his 2+ bases at minus 103, and I might just have to start playing this shit blindly right now until this shit cools off. Because Jordan, real name Jordan, is the truth, guys. So let's get to the next game. Shout out to the chat, guys. 20 live, 21 likes. Hit that share, hit the retweet, and we got a 30K to get to, guys. And that's what this show's about. So let's get to it. Dodgers and Braves. This is a spot where I wanted to bet Urias. But I felt a lot safer with what PrizePicks was offering. Julio Urias is 4-6 with a 2.56 ERA. He has been nothing other than elite in the month of June. 3 games, 17.1 innings. He's given up 8 hits and 3 earned runs with 20 strikeouts. He's played the Braves 4 times last year, 2 in the playoff, where he got destroyed, and 2 in the regular season, where he only gave up 3 earned runs and 11 innings of work with 12 strikeouts. Last year, September and October wasn't good for a lot of these young Dodger pitchers. They pitched longer than they ever pitched in their whole life, and I don't knock that. So some of them got their heads destroyed in the end of September and October. But his regular season numbers versus them, and his regular season numbers coming into this game, tells me Julio's going to dominate. The only thing I got to pay attention to is these numbers versus these fucking Braves the last fucking 18 days versus lefties. So let's get into it. 8.1 walk percentage, 15th in the league. Striking out, middle of the pack, 20.3. 277 average with an 877 OPS and an isolated power of 260. Good fucking God almighty, are those numbers absurd. They're 7th average and 4th OPS right now versus lefties. Like, god damn. His fantasy score is 27.5. They got his K-prop at 6+ at plus 110. And on PrizePicks, they're giving us a 5 at minus 251. Julio Urias started off a little slow. His ERA was fine, but the strikeouts seemed not to be there. But over the month of June, he seemed to figured some shit out, guys. He's averaging more than a strikeout per inning. He averages more than a strikeout per inning versus the Braves last year. These numbers are definitely absurd. But There's a difference in Alex fucking Wood and Julio Urias. We saw what Carlos Rodon did to this team. Granted, there was no Austin Riley in the lineup that day, and Austin Riley is that fucking dude versus lefties. That is their bat. And you know what? That day was a big smash spot once that guy was out the lineup. That was his first scheduled day off of the year. It was already pre-scheduled. They trust me, the announcers didn't understand why Austin Riley wasn't in the lineup until they looked and realized he hasn't had a day off all year. It's baseball, bro. They have scheduled day offs, and that is the one power bat that you definitely got to pay attention to. And if you're looking at some power numbers, you could definitely look at his hitting prop at 2 plus at plus 114, and his home run is at plus 300. But I'm not going to play me Austin Riley, bro. I think Julio goes out and fucking deals personally. And these numbers are legit, but once again, Urias is an ace. He's not Alex Wood, and I expect ace things to come from my guy. They've also faced Jose Quintana in the last 3 weeks. So, how good are these Braves numbers versus lefties? They're a little bit of telling to me, guys. You know, they've crushed some shitty pitchers. They've gotten put in check versus some others, but then there were pieces missing out the lineup. This lineup is still missing all these guys, so it may take time for a number one bullshit guys to figure out shit. Uh, Definitely will be a playoff atmosphere tonight, guys. So if you're looking for stolen base props, this would be the game I'd look at. Um, Acuna, if he gets to second base, will take third on Urias. He's a lefty. You just got to get the second, guys. So definitely worth some action if you're thinking. I think the Dodgers get to this guy, Ian Anderson, guys. He's 6-3 with a 4.35 ERA. He does have a home 5.35 ERA and a road 3.55, but he's played 3 more games on the road, so I wouldn't put too much into that, guys. When you look at splits, you can't just be like, oh my God, look at the splits and see why. Like, these pitched 20 more fucking innings on the road. Yeah, probably that's why it is better. But let's get into it. He's pitched versus the Dodgers twice in the playoffs, and he did well. Pitched 1 game in the regular season last year, 4.1 innings, only 1 hit and 4 earned runs. So the guy has control issues at times, and the Dodgers made him fucking pay. Well, he's running into a Dodgers team where we've been talking about over the last few days, and we've been riding their props, and we've been making some good money off of them, guys, because this team has woken up from the slums. They went 7 straight days of scoring 3 earned runs or less to now going 5 straight days of scoring 3 runs or more. So let's just keep the Dodger train rolling. And versus a pitcher who throws what the Dodgers like. They like 95 and above. Ian Anderson is going to give them 95 and above. They are coming in off of a morning game. I'm not worried about their travel, Cincinnati to Atlanta. Not so bad. And they had plenty of time to get some sleep. And Freddie Freeman, though, the Revenge Tour 2022, he's going to be getting his World Series ring today, and he's going to get a standing ovation. Don't make fun of me, number one bullshit guy. And yeah, so you know this guy's going to get cheered, and we'll talk about him later, dude. He's probably the hottest Dodger going right now, him and Gavin Lux. So we'll talk about some props when props are due. So Ian Anderson is going up against a team walking 6th in the league, 9.1% over the last 15 days versus righties. Striking out only 21% of the time. 4th average, 6th OPS with a 197 ISO. So 274 average and an 809 OPS. This team is hitting up and down the lineup right now. It's not just, oh, it's one guy carrying the team like the Padres, we would say. Machado's carried that team, guys, and we've seen what this team is without Machado. So, is what it is. They're Dookie Brown for a reason, and we'll get after that Dookie Brown later on in the show. So, shout out to the chat. Smash the fucking like if you haven't. Hit the share. Hit the retweet. Only 23 people in here. That means they hate me. Damn. Guess I'm not fucking winning enough money. All right. We'll win us some money then, guys. So let's get to it. K-prop for him is 5 plus a plus 114. And they have him on price picks out of 4 at a minus 233. And his fantasy score is a 22.5. I don't hate anybody looking to play that 4 on price picks today. He's hit 4 strikeouts or more in 9 of 12 games. So that's a 75% average right there. And to the numbers, cool. But these Doyers can run you real quick. But I also know some people who think Ian Anderson will be doing all right today. So, yeah, both bullpens been good this year, but the Braves have been better over the last 30 days. They have a 2.79 ERA, fifth in the league, where the Dodgers are 17th with a 3.88. We get a return game for not just Freddie Freeman, but for Craig Kimbrell and for Kenley Jansen. So there's a lot of things going on in the backstories, and Kimbrell's been sucking dick under a bridge for milk money, and he's lactose intolerant, guys. Like, this guy lets more base runners on than Kenley Jansen did, dude. It's a fucking hold your breath nightmare every time this guy's coming out. So, yeah, hold your breath. Hold your breath. So, go the whole game, Urias. We need all 9 today. But, yeah, let's talk about hitting props. Freddie Freeman, like I said, it's the get back toward 2022. And can he be coming in at any fucking hotter time? He's on a 7-game hit streak with 13 hits, 26 total bases, 6 run scores, and 11 RBIs in that time. His 2+ bases is at -114, and his hits, runs, RBIs is 3+ -110. I'm going to split my bet on Freddie both ways with that, guys. This is Freddie Freeman get back tour. He's hotter than fucking fish grease, and he's going to carry this shit to it. So how does he hit lefties versus righties? He hits well versus both. His numbers are almost drastically the same. So give me Freddie Freeman, one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now over the last week, getting a revenge spot at home. Go get a fucking double or a home run and get a fucking, let them cheer you on that Doyer blue, and let them know that they let you go. You didn't leave them. Big difference. Big difference. But yeah. Shout out to you guys. Let's get to the next game. Blue Jays and Brewers. I thought at first I wanted some Alex Manoah. And I don't hate anybody who wants Alex Manoah today, guys. Alex Manoah is a goddamn beast. 8-2 with a 2 ERA in 13 games. He's been a stud all year, guys. Home ERA of 2.15 and an away of a 1.8. He's coming in off of his worst start of the year versus the Yankees. He gave up 4 earned runs in 5.1 innings. The only other time he gave up 3 earned runs the next game out was bop. He put up a fucking goose egg. Last year he was 0-1 versus the National League in 2 games with a 14.2 ERA. Okay, damn. Well, it's not last year. He's already had it this year. And it was at the end of May versus a Reds team that ended up having third most wins in the month of May. So it wasn't no bum-ass Reds team at the time like that. Sometimes of the year they've been. And he fucking smoked them. 8 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run. So, yeah. Manoah's been a beast all year, and I expect him to come out and be a beast. He is going up against the Brewers over the last 15 days. They're walking 4th in the league, 9.2%. They're not striking out. Well, they are striking out middle of the pack, 23.2%, with a 236 average and a 720 OPS, isolated power of 174. So 19th average, 14th OPS. I expect Alek Manoah to go out there for a solid 7 innings today, guys. 2 earned runs or less, and to deal. K-Prop is 7+ at +131, and on Prize Picks, they're giving you a 6 at -145. Now, do I see 6 strikeouts in 7 innings? Yes, I do. There's something in that's telling me in my stomach that, yes, you think he hits, but thinking doesn't pay the bills. What I am on in this game is the Blue Jays first 5 minus a half a run at -110, because I just think he outduels the next guy on this mound, and Adrian Hauser, guys, 4-7 with a 4.24 ERA. He does have a home 2.94 ERA and a road 5.50. At home, his strikeouts go up 2 Ks per 9 compared to on the road. So this guy is a better pitcher at home. Okay, he is at home, but he's going up against the Blue Jays team that I just think are going to fucking mollywop this guy. So they're walking at not at a good rate, 6.8%. They're striking out middle of the pack, 22.5%. Their 6th average, 8th OPS, and an ISO of 185. So that's a 772 average with a 783 ISO. They're just destroying righties. And this right here is a middle of the pack righty, guys. This is not a number 1 or 2. And I think it's going to be a long day for Adrian Hauser. His K-Prop is 4+ at -129 and a 3.5 on Prize Picks, whereas fantasy scores at 20.5. No run first inning is at a minus 115. And the Blue Jays pin has been nothing but fucking horrendous. Over the last 30 days, 25th in the league with a 4.96 ERA, where the Brewers pin has been fucking phenomenal. 8th in the league with a 3.24 ERA. They do have the best 8-9 setup men in baseball and the best closer in baseball. So I don't expect Hauser to get it to them, though. The other parts of their bullpen have been shaky. So I think they get to the other parts of the bullpen. It's just how long does Alex Manoah go until they puke it up. So the one hitter I was looking at, and I'm probably going to strap him up to parlays, I haven't bet him yet, though, is Alejandro Kirk. This fucking roly-poly can hit, guys. Straight up. If you haven't seen this guy, you probably should. They called up the number one catching prospect in all of baseball, Moreno. That kid's a fucking beast, too. And he's been batting 380. And they didn't call up this kid not to get his at-bats. So what have they been doing? If Kirk ain't catching, he's DHing. That's how good of a bat this guy's been, guys. So roly-poly to the moon, guys. Versus lefties and righties, it stays the same. This is what I love. This is like a Freeman. This is like a Ward. This guy don't give a fuck which way you pitch. He gonna hit you. So he's batting 310 versus both. Slugging 480 to a 510. OPS is 880 to a 878. He's the same guy each way, guys. This is fucking beautiful when you're betting props, guys. You're like, okay, go to the bullpen. He could still hit the other way, too. So, life's a bitch and you marry one, and Alejandro Kirk pays the bills. So, shout out to roly-polies everywhere. You guys can play baseball, too. So, let's get to it, though, guys. That guy's been a beast, and I'm going to find a way to be on him one which way or other. Shout out to the 38 Live. We're getting there. And we're getting there because y'all know we on the Dirty K. We come into the Dirty K. Last game of the day, and we got my favorite game of the day to talk about realistically. And fuck you with your Padres are your favorite team shit. I see my homie about to throw that shit in the chat just to fuck with me. But, hey. Yeah, let's get to it. Don't be number one bullshit guy. I always number two. Don't be no mother bitches. Aaron Nola versus Mackenzie Gore. Damn. I wanted to run both. And to be realistic, let's talk about running both. If I run two pitchers in a prop parlay, I prefer it to be both in the same game. I did that a week ago, I think, with Bassett and Alcantara. And the reason why I want to stay in the same game, preferably with the pitchers, is because you have the same umpire, guys. At the end of the day, when you're parlaying two pitcher props up on the same one, you're now counting on two different things with two different umpires. So realistically, you've got four different outcomes that can happen. If you stay in the same game, at least you're fucking with is the pitcher going to be on or off type shit, guys. And you can get some help from umpires at times. And if you get an umpire, well, that's why I like to stay on the same game. So let's get to it. Aaron Nola and Mackenzie Gore. Nola is 4-4 with a 3.11 ERA, 99 strikeouts in 89 innings. He has a road ERA of 2.25 and a home ERA of 4.10. He does average a strikeout more per 9 at home. He is my candy cane at home. But I'm on my candy cane on the road today, and he's not a fucking candy cane. He's a fucking ace today, guys. He don't need no candy cane today, guys. He's going up against a Padres team that you can't name four guys on that lineup. I'll tell you that. I can't name them, and I got their fucking minor league fucking park 25 minutes from my house. This is a joke what they're running out there right now. No Tatis, no Machado. Do you not remember what this team has been throughout the last 2 years without them? Yeah, they're about a 2.5 runs per game type. Oh, Sharpie, did you see what they did to Bumgarner? Did you see what Gallen did to them? Huh? Bumgarner got pissed off about an error and decided to play Monopoly baseball and throw fucking bullets down the middle twice in that game. After Bumgarner got what happened? They just can't fucking hit without these guys. Eric Hosmer is the one guy you gotta worry about at times, and he fucking got himself a yopper last night. 2 runs. Shout out to my guy Tone. smashed the Padres freaking team total under. Double bet it yesterday because he heard me telling about this weak ass fucking lineup they got going. So yeah, definitely we're gonna take advantage of it. Machado is not in the lineup today. Reading up in the local Union Tribune, Machado was out on the field yesterday, and Bob Melvin is not thinking he's going to need the IL, but he will not even be available to pinch hit for a couple of days. So they just got him out there. They're going to be trying to get him ready, and he should avoid the IL. But until then, this team is hot garbage, and we're going to pick on them with certain people. So these numbers are absurd that the Padres have. Absurd over the last 15 days. Let's talk about them. They're walking second in the league, 10.5% almost. They're not striking out, 24th in the league at 19.8. Their first OPS in an isolated power of 207. 293 with an 869 OPS. And I'm going to tell you that's a bunch of fucking ass. Yep, I'm going to say it and I'm going to believe it. If Machado goes to the IL, this team is going fucking down. And until then, I'm going to fucking bang on them, bro. As long as it ain't Arizona, and you're going to give me a competitive baseball team, please and thank you. So, not just competitive. Let's not talk about these numbers. Let's talk about last year. I was at that game. Aaron Nola versus, I think it was Joe Musgrove. I don't even fucking care who was on the other end, okay? I made it to the 8th inning of a ball game of a perfect game. Aaron Nola had a perfect fucking game going into the 8th inning. 124 pitches going into the 8th inning. And they still put him out there because their bullpen sucks dick. That bad last year and that bad this year, guys. So Aaron Nola's going to be out there for 7+ innings tonight. He's probably going the whole 9. Yeah, you heard it here. If he doesn't go 9, it's because the guy has 12 fucking strikeouts to 15 strikeouts, guys. So I'm playing Aaron Nola over 6.5, minus 103 to minus whatever the fuck you want to bet him at, guys. Am I going to ladder him? No. I'm smacking him right here, guys. I'm just comfortable taking my money. Do I think he gets it up there? Probably. I do. Let's talk about that. Last year, he went 8.2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 3 earned runs, and had 11 strikeouts. 11 strikeouts. Tatis was in that lineup. Machado was in that lineup. Machado had 0 of those 11 strikeouts. You're taking out the one guy that wasn't striking out to him? Thank you, baby Jesus. Ah! I'm smacking him. And I think y'all should too. We're on a 3-streak hot streak right now, and I'm gonna just keep rolling this shit over. And I'm only betting spots that I'm comfortable smacking, and we're gonna smack them in this spot today, guys. So Aaron Nola to the roof. I will be on the Nola train, and I'm excited, guys. I'm excited seeing No Machado in that lineup. There is one prop I'm betting on the Padres though. We will talk about that. So it's like, do I expect one guy to get to him today? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. We're gonna get into that shit. So yeah. Whew, I'm pumped. I'm fucking pumped. So Mackenzie Gore. I thought I wanted to run him, guys, and I'm gonna have to kick back and just relax. So here we go. Mackenzie Gore is 4-3 with a 3.64 ERA in 10.5 starts. 10.5? Yeah, 10.5. If you look at the box score, it's gonna tell you fucking 11 starts. If you know baseball and watch baseball like I do, and I track all the pitchers I like, and I'll watch their starts, he pitched versus Philadelphia for 3 innings in a piggyback game with Martinez to save him some innings. So always got to look at that with Mackenzie Gore. Always got to see if they have a plan for a piggyback for him and take that into effect, because that could end up fucking bending you over and hurting you real bad if you didn't know that. So take that into effect. He did have 4 strikeouts versus those Phillies in 3 innings, and I could see a lot of people wanting to jump on it, and me, I almost pulled that trigger. So, he has 61 strikeouts in 54 innings, a home ERA of 4, and a road of 3.34. He's coming in off of back-to-back bad starts versus the Rockies. All right, well, we stayed off of him in both of those spaces. I played on him in the spots where it's been really good, and I'm the McKinsey Gore Whisperer. Now, can he go out and get 6 strikeouts today? Yes. He needs to show me he's okay. That's the fucking thing, guys. Colorado Rockies were not hitting at the time the first time they seen him. So, okay. And then the second time they get him even worse. It's not like he got better, where he has gotten better in back-to-backs in time. Yes, I understand it's Colorado. Yes, I understand that the elevation's different. And I'm probably the one who told you, you got to kick back and watch a pitcher to see the first time they ever pitch in Colorado, or else you're really just rolling the dice and flip a fucking coin until you've seen the guy pitch and see if his stuff works in Colorado. So I still don't know if his stuff works in Colorado because I don't know if something's wrong with him. Over the last 2 games, something's wrong with him. He's a 2-pitch pitcher majority, and he could fall into a 1-pitch pitcher a few times he has this year. If he ain't got confidence in his breaking ball, he's thrown fastball 85% of the time in 2 games this year. Now, did he get through those games? Yes. Now, did he get his strikeout pop those games? No. So, live betters, like my boy Nilo and shit, and we'll take advantage of it as a live betting spot. You've got to watch it, bro. You've got to see if this guy's controlling his fucking breaking ball, because if he's not, he will put it in his back pocket, and you won't see it the rest of the fucking game. And that's detrimental to a strikeout prop. Now, they're giving you a strikeout prop at 6+. He's got 6+ strikeouts in 6 of 9 games. Well, let's dig through that. Not counting Colorado. 6 of 9 games before Colorado, he's had 6+ strikeouts. Let's dig through those. 1 game was versus Cleveland, where we ran Urias versus Cleveland, but I had a fucking good reason to. And you gotta have a good reason running a lefty versus freaking Cleveland. They destroy lefties, and they don't swing and miss versus lefties, guys. You gotta be on your fucking game that day, or else you're just not gonna get it. So I can give you a pass for Cleveland. And I wasn't on them versus Cleveland. Now, let's get into the other 2 games. One was versus Phillies. He only pitched fucking 3 innings that game. And the other was the very first game of his career versus the Braves, where he threw 86% fastballs. So realistically, guys, up until that Colorado game, this guy was just fucking, you could easily pick your spots with him. I gotta kick back and watch, even though I think he goes out and handles this team. These numbers are legit. They're gonna have some crazy ass numbers versus lefties. But I just seen Martin Perez go out and shut down this team. And if McKinsey Gore's on, he can have a really good day. But I don't bet ifs. That's one thing I ain't doing. And that's why I have a good percentage of winning, guys. I take out the ifs. If there's a fucking if, cool, I'll pass. I'll kick back and watch. I'll have my homies live bet that shit. Like, that's fine. I'm okay with that, guys. I'd rather take a learning experience over a loss any fucking day, even if I was right. It's a learning experience. And I haven't got nothing back from McKinsey Gore off of his 2 last games from Colorado. So I'm going to take this next one and see. Or as a live betting situation for those who have prop bets that you can live bet. So watch McKinsey Gore today, guys. He's going up against the team over the last 3 weeks or the last 2 weeks. I go for 200 plate appearances, so they've seen enough lefties in the last 2 weeks. They're walking 4th in the league at 12.5%. They're not striking out, 27th in the league at 16.2%. They're 13th average, 12th OPS with an ISO of 170. So the average OPS numbers dropped drastically because of Martin Perez. Other than that, this team was just fucking cracking and humming versus lefties. And if McKinsey Gore isn't right, dude, he's going to be fucking wronged out of that game within 3-4 innings. So I'm not going to bet on a guy who hasn't been okay and he's running into some psychotic numbers. He played this team back on May 17th. Their numbers are drastic from then until now. They were walking 6% of the time on May 17th. They're walking 12.5% now. They were striking out 25% of the time. They're only striking out 16.2% of the time now. So their average jumps 20%, and their OPS jumps 50%. So this team is just not that team he ran into then, and he's not in the same form he was then. So I hope he gets back in check so I can start betting them again, but this is a wait and see. Both bullpens, Phillies pin is 20th over the last 30 days with 3.5, and the Padres are 6th. Their pin has been elite with a 2.8. No run first inning is at a minus 150. Now we get to the prop bet on betting, guys. And we're going to the fucking Crone Zone. Jake Cronenworth, 4 at-bats versus Nola. Not a big sample size, I get it. He has 1 home run. Cool. Well, how is he? He was the hottest Padre until the last 2 games, where he's gone no hits in the last 2 games. Before that, his last 7 games he had 14 hits, 23 total bases, and 8 runs scored. His 1.5 bases is plus 104. I'm on it. Not just that, guys. Let's dig through his whole box score. He hasn't gone 2 games without a hit since April 23rd. April 23rd. I was fucking so high from 420, I don't remember what happened April 23rd. So, all the spots say he was the hottest Padre. He's the Padre I am worried about today. Strike out 2 times and get a double once. So, I will be on Cronenworth over 1.5 bases at plus 104. I think he snaps his streak. And, yeah. So, let's crack through these fantasy or what we're doing with Prize Picks real quick. So, yeah, shout out to you guys. Smash the fucking like if you already haven't. And, yeah, I got to go real quick because my voice is sounding like a robot. Prize Picks, we are going to take Urias over 5 strikeouts. That's a minus 251 on the books. He averages a strikeout per inning versus Atlanta, and he's averaging over a strikeout per inning in the month of June. Urias is bet on. They're giving us minus 250. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Yordan Alvarez. I already told you I'm on those over 1.5 bases. He crushes righties, and he crushes on the road. Go back for the breakdown there. We're riding my props on Prize Picks today. I'm not losing out. And then the last, I'm on my Dirty K. Aaron Nola over 6.5 strikeouts to the fucking bank, guys. Let's keep this hot streak going. Let's keep these bets rolling. Go on over to Prize Picks. Use promo code PUBSPORTS. First $100 match deposit, they will get you back up to $100. So use it. Thank you much. Have a blessed day. And I'm overheating. Wow.